This is TWiT.
So this is a story that came out in the Financial Times. It said Microsoft approached Pinterest, quote, in recent months about acquiring the company, even though it wasn't for sale. And at first I was like, wait, Pinterest? And the more I dug around on this, I'm like, you know what? I think this story is correct. I think they did do this. And the big question is why?
Why?
Right? Why? So
Microsoft graph, baby.
Yeah, I know. I saw so many people going, it's about the data. I'm like, guys, you know what? We said that about LinkedIn, and here we are, right? But I think the reason if this is true, again, we don't know for 100%, but I think Microsoft wants to continue to try to build itself up as a consumer company because they've got the enterprise market, right? Like they're really strong in the enterprise. They've got all the big companies in the enterprise. And then when you look at them in consumer and you're like, they've got gaming. They're really strong in gaming. But after that, yeah, sure. They've got like Office 365 personal and family, and they got a couple other things, but not a lot in consumer. And if you're Microsoft and you're looking at where can we grow our market, you don't grow your market necessarily in the places you're strong. You grow it where you don't exist. And so if they bought Pinterest, I think they believe that would give them a stronger position in the consumer market. This is my theory about why they did this. Do I think it makes sense? No. Do I think it's a good idea? No. It reminds me of the TikTok bid, or like we said it before the show started, like Yahoo back in the day. Right. There are things in there that Microsoft could use.
Expensive as Yahoo. I mean, at least Yahoo was like major.
So Pinterest is valued at $50 billion or $56 billion.
That's more than Yahoo. Well, it's a different age too. I mean, this is also 20 years later, but
it is. But there are things
$50 billion.
You can look at
what?
Pinterest. Yeah, I know. You can look at Pinterest and see things Microsoft could use, right? Like a lot of people were saying, it's all about imaging, and they're doing a lot with image processing and computer-assisted imaging and blah, blah, blah. You can make an AI case for this.
Find things like this, kind of stuff.
I know, right? Yeah, you could build up by scanning in all the images, going beyond what they index with Bing now, and actually do something with all that in terms of using it as fodder for their AI engine. Okay, you can make a lot of cases for this, right?
Not at $50 billion. Jeez.
And also,
what? That's the price?
Yeah.
It was some crazy price like that.
Holy cow.
I know.
They have 459 million monthly users.
Yeah.
Which is big, right? And a lot of them are people Microsoft doesn't have, especially women.
Women,
right?
Yeah. I mean, there are men like Paul Thurrott who love Pinterest.
Exactly.
But I would guess
also love women, but
no, I would guess I'm going to forget you said that, Paul. I'm going to guess men who love women and the women who hate
the women
them.
who couldn't care less.
Yeah. I'm going to guess that it's probably 80% female. I mean, it's so. But what else? What other?
This is like double the cost of LinkedIn, though.
It's a lot of money.
This is like almost
more than
4 times the
WhatsApp.
cost of Nokia.
It's twice what WhatsApp was. That's a lot of money.
I don't understand how Pinterest is worth that much, but
I'm not going to even try to place judgment on the value of Pinterest because I don't know how companies are valued. It's like a mystery box how that works. But you have to think about where this fits in the Microsoft vision, or is Microsoft just becoming like Computer Associates back in the day where they're just buying companies, right? And you could remember Computer Associates just started buying companies, and it was like, this is a Computer Associates company, and this is Computer Associates company.
I feel like this is happening broadly in the industry. I can't give you a specific example, unfortunately, but just today I saw a headline that was, company I've never heard of is acquiring another company I've never heard of. And then I'm like, okay, let me go look and see what this thing is. And I just looked at it, see what the things that and I was like, I have no idea. Companies are just buying companies, strategic alliance, some kind of weird positioning. I don't know.
It is weird, isn't it?
I know.
You know what? It's not for us to understand.
It's
right.
not.
Right.
I feel like it's like TikTok. Like people are like, yeah, there are places this makes sense, and I'm like,
Well, but in the case of Pinterest, though, were they for sale? Did some other company buy them?
They were not for sale. They're not even trying to like the Financial Times said they're not shopping themselves around. They're not for. They said they are not for sale.
So Microsoft just kind of approached them and said, "Hey,
yeah, hey, what do you think if we bought you?"
Pinterest powered by Microsoft 365.
I don't know.
That would really
guys.
improve their
really
reputation with.
Even though it was the Financial Times, who has much respect and many sources, I was like, this can't be true. But the more I kind of dug into it, I'm like, I think it is true.